woman to put in his harem. And it take a woman to bring down a woman. Because they'll never let a man in the circle with that much motherfucking position to strike the queen upside her head and render her unconscious and mindless, using both conjure and homicide. So when you wonder what happened, it's all in the record, but it's scattered around. So one of us got to put this shit together. So you make the motherfucker close the age out the same way that these motherfuckers start doing their dirt. They gonna have to finish their dirt, and they gonna have to take their dirt with them when they go. All the people that didn't want to do the dirt is the ones that end up doing the suffering, building up the pre-karma in order for the flip. On the flip side of that, the pre-karma is the ones who did all the suffering from the dirt, what the other ones was doing, thought they was getting over on somebody, but this big sister of mine named Karma, and she here. And she giving motherfuckers exactly what they owe. Exactly what they earn. No respect to a person, no big eyes, no little you. She just giving them what they owe. Some of them is owed a motherfucking internal eating of the self. They call it cancer. Right? So they was artificially injecting that shit, but now the rottenness of their heart gonna be exposed because it's gonna make them rotten wounds fall out. Because they gonna be turned off from the right to reproduce on earth by the righteous women agreeing to not put up with this bullshit no more and stop fucking these kids up. See, they different than us because they sacrifice their child for opportunity to be next to a motherfucker. Well, I ain't sacrificing mine. Fuck you. I don't do sacrifices. So, whatever come across the board, motherfuckers will expose themselves. You don't have to expose them. But when they go at the righteous ones and righteous ones drag them out, they put their own self out there. They look like us, but they ain't us. We want to see everybody succeed in the family, not just a family member. So they just want to succeed and shut everybody else out. This is how the motherfucking wealth get concentrated in the hands of the 1%, while the 99% is fighting over 1% of the wealth. What the fuck kind of life is that? These is the motherfucking psychological character types that is produced when the motherfucking entitled and don't want to do their self-work. They become what they call in Hebraic terms a Yaldabaoth, a malformed deity, a deformed God form. But they're not physically deformed per se. They deformed in their heart because they can't get right. It's a life sentence for them. They not gonna never get right because it ain't no right in them. And anybody that don't go along with that, this is what the problem is. So we know where they at. They done showed they self, and we done showed you them showing their ass. All you got to do is go back to the comments and you'll see them showing their ass. We don't love you because you bought me something. That ain't how we roll. We love you because we love you. They love you for what you can do for them and who you can step on to prove that you can hold them up superior to somebody else. We don't vibe on that. That's why they can't never defeat us, because we're going to always gravitate back to ourselves. The family's going to always come together. And as Pac said, we might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this, we'll burn this bitch down if you get us pissed. But we ain't got to raise a finger because Mother Nature now has took the wheel. So we going to either see three kings walking, or she just going to keep tearing up shit, and I'm going to keep watching. These harlots done showed theyself now. Y'all know who they is. Y'all know where they at. The ones that look like us, the ones that don't look like us. But they all do the same shit. That spiteful, backbiting, underhanded, two-faced, conniving shit. So the sister Isis Wisdom said, brother, you need to fall back. I said, I already got the message. I already fell back. It's already recorded. She can give you the receipts and verify what I'm telling you. She said, because we women about to go to work and clean this motherfucker up. But she didn't say motherfucker. She said this place. But I threw that in there because I'm politically incorrect on purpose. Fuck them. I said, I know. So now, I know what's going on, and I see with the spiritual eye what I'm seeing. So, a couple of the sisters go on the spiritual retreat, and they get a spiritual instruction that they following. Now, I'm watching them do what we call a dragon's dance, right? Good cop, bad cop, to catch a motherfucker in the middle. And now you got the motherfucker in the middle caught in the game of pickle. They gonna show they self. Go back to those girls' videos and look in the comments. Fuck what they talking about. Because both of them good people. But nature gotta put dissension between the fire and the water in order to make the steam roll up and raise the motherfucking filth off the motherfucking surface. Make that shit expose itself. And this is what we doing. So while they doing the dragon dance, Rashida say, you need to interfere. I said, I ain't got nothing to do with that. They doing exactly what they supposed to do in ritual fashion. I'm reading the ritual in real time in the ethers while they doing what they doing. And they might not consciously know what they doing, but on the subconscious level, they both moving like masters. Right? Flipping the signs. I'm reading this shit, but they don't know what I'm reading. But the sister Isis already gave me the heads up. Right? So then the oracle on the YouTube channel gave you the dates in which the messages would be given. And she named Thursday. Now I had a prearranged agreement to do an interview on Thursday. He just started putting out portions of it yesterday. Right? But yesterday I had to tell them what Mother Nature was going to do if these three kings ain't walking the land before it happened, because that's what I was put in this position to do. All right, now. So now they know Mother Nature gonna tear this bitch up if we don't see three kings walking. Now we see Mother Nature tearing this bitch up. The receipts is there. It's immediately just like I said. Right? Not because I'm the smartest motherfucker or not because I got a superpower. I'm just reading what the nature signs is saying. And the nature sign is what they call in your book of Daniel, the writing on the wall. And Daniel got to read the writing on the wall for Nebuchadnezzar. And Daniel is Daniel Phillips, who was a Crip who gave me a sea walk on the master knock off of Big Tukey. So I know the stand-up gonna stand up where they stand. Right? And the weak gonna fold up where you find them. So when he called the motherfucker out, they folded up and said, that ain't me, but I got the whole motherfucking receipt saying it's them. They ain't us. We ain't them. We ain't alike. They ain't nothing like us. Now, what we got to do is get the word out that Mother Nature about to tear this up. Get your motherfucking water containers or whatever. But the oracle today told me that Mother Oshun is pissed because they putting her water in plastic bottles. So I'm just delivering the message. I don't gotta know everything, but I know how to read these signs. These signs speaks for themselves with the receipt. Right? So every motherfucker can see now who is who and what's what by character, behavior, and pattern. They gonna tell on themselves every time, and what the wise ones do is fall back and let them squeal. They screaming like a banshee now. Because they exposed, the gig is up, the game is a wrap, the 2-ball cane been knocked. The both pillars and beat this bitch from Boaz to Joaquin. Grab the motherfucking bull by the horns with this gorilla grip. You will not bully me. Bitch, you ain't Debo and I ain't no motherfucking Craig. I will beat your motherfucking ass out the gate. But I ain't gonna do it the way you think I'm gonna do it. Because an old man in the South once told all these young boys, it's more than one way to skin a cat. It's more than one way to bust a gat. It's more than one way to die, motherfucker. So, we don't always come to your house with firearms and shit. Sometimes we knock on the motherfucking ancestral cabin and say, hey, won't you deal with this shit so I don't have to? And I can go ahead and protect these babies while y'all let the motherfucking wrath of heaven rain down on these rotten motherfuckers until they bow down and submit. Capitulate. Total capitulation. And this is just what it is. This is the science and this is what they say. You know, listen to the oracles that's going to do readings on this shit. When the ones that's listening, that do the tarot, they going to pull their deck out to see if what I'm telling y'all is the facts. But the receipts speak for themselves, but the oracle's going to tell you the days and the times of the next major event. I can't see it because it's already written. No man know the day or the hour, but it didn't say nothing about no woman. So them female oracles can get precise with this shit. Christina Vargas give it to you in 24-hour turnarounds with her receipts. So you can't condemn the righteous when they all in the paperwork by picture, form, and image. Because we didn't write everything in written words. We talked in signs and symbols. And they took that shit and used it against the children because the parents wasn't present. Well, Big Papa home and Mama Bear ain't happy. And Big Papa don't want to be around no grumpy ass Mama Bear. So what he gonna do? He gonna fix that shit so he can go home in peace. So the war can last a day, a month, 10 years, it don't matter. It ain't over till it's over. But motherfuckers don't want to go into darkness and face those inner parts of themselves and know what you is. Because it is already written. Psalms 82:6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. That ain't no accident. But you got to remember, you will fall asunder like the princes and die like men. And men die with valor. And they have a motherfucking heart. And that motherfucker is consumed with the passion of the Christ. The Christos. The sacred secretions that penetrate the brain. That illuminate the mind and make you see past the bullshit and illuminate the shadow spaces of the mind where a motherfucker can't deceive you because you know everything already. You just don't know that you know everything because they told you you didn't. They use reverse hypnosis to convince you that you didn't already know everything and that you wasn't connected to the divine source that we all came from. So now they got you looking outside yourself to find something that's greater than what's in you. That's not going to never happen. That's not going to never happen. Because what's in you, every one of y'all, is greater than that motherfucking dirtbag shit they got out there in that world. All y'all got to do is say enough is enough and it's over. It's over. It's like they said, in order for evil to succeed, good men only need do nothing. Well, I ain't no motherfucking good man, but I'm not going to sit here and let this motherfucking shit just keep going the way it is because I got children and I need to protect my children. Future. We create the future through our children. If you ain't got no love and respect and no honor for the children, then you are damage to our motherfucking future. You come back through your children and your grandchildren and your great-grands. We've been here before, but they kept running you through this motherfucking brainwash camp, making you thinking you was less than who you is. So as long as you think you less, you're going to pretend to be less, and you're going to act so good, you're going to convince yourself from your God form to be less. But now we're going through a shift where even if you don't want to see it, It's in your face. You can't duck it. You can't hide. Mother Nature coming. You ain't got to do nothing but watch. She coming. You know? So, share the information. Keep your eyes on Mother Nature. And you can see the difference now between the failed conquest of the Holy Moorish Empire of Rome. Now you have seen the stone hewn from the mountain, Sun Wukong, roll down the hill, right? Gaining momentum like a snowball and strike the feet of iron and clay of the Holy Roman Empire and bring all that shit down back to the beginning when they switched out the matriarchy for the patriarchy. That's all it's about. Bust that shit in the head with the truth. The worst thing you could tell motherfuckers is the truth, because that shit make them have to take on some responsibility and some accountability for the conditions that they complain about. You can't tell me you righteous and you tell me that a righteous motherfucker ain't do no work. You don't know what another motherfucker did, but you so busy worried about somebody else, you can't do your own work. You can't get the dirt out your own heart. You can't get the motherfucking crust out your own eyes, but you worried about somebody else. What they say, what is it for you to tell me to take the splinter out my eye when you got a plank in yours? That don't work. The book say, judge not that ye may not be judged, but for the same measure by which you judge, also by that measure shall you be judged. That means you judging yourself when you judge somebody else. And if your judgment ain't true, then you ain't true. And if you ain't true, you can't roll with the tried, true, and tested. That just don't work. You don't put a bad apple in a motherfucking basket full of fresh fruit. This is the harvest. This is how you do it. You drag and make them expose themselves. Because once you can see the motherfucking rot on the fruit, you can get it out the basket before it rot in another one. Mama ain't raised no motherfucking fool, and Papa ain't raised no punks. This motherfucker, the GDs kicked in the door. They didn't let us in that motherfucker. They didn't want us in there. They didn't want us figuring out their motherfucking game plan, but they fucked around. And my motherfucking chief told me, we brain banging now, banging with the brain, fuck the gang. Right? So the brain went in the lab, seen what they was working with, shuffled it up, put it on the scale, measured it out, and the shit didn't add up correct. They ain't us and we ain't them. Some of them look like us and some of them don't. They call blackamoors and tawny moors. Right? They believe in big eyes and little U's, what they call royal hierarchy. We believe in no respecter of persons, no big eyes, no little U's. We got 3 kings because the land was divided by the matriarchs into 3 kingdoms. And the 3 kingdoms was the 3 confederations. And the 3 confederations broke the land up amongst 2 high chiefs. And the 2 high chiefs was the ones that was to come and reestablish the order on the land if any time somebody dishonored the chiefs. All they had to do was knock for the gods. And when the gods come back, they're going to look just like you. Just like me. Just like us. And they going to mistake us for being the go along, the get along ass Negroes of the past because we got a good, kind heart. But we ain't them and they ain't us. We ain't making our fathers and our forefathers mistakes this time. Motherfuckers, your time is up and your exit is motherfucking wide open. You better get to kicking with the heels motherfucking moving like a scalded ape. Because you got a sick ape on your ass. And that's a soldier and Illuminati are present everywhere. You can't run, you can't hide. You done revealed yourself. They always reveal themselves by causing disruption in family business of the righteous. So go back to the motherfucking chief. Go back and find out what they gave the Aztec high chief. You'll know the tools of division and the devices that they used to conquer the people of the land. We ain't falling for that shit this time. So the next one of the motherfuckers tell you to take